Welcome back to the Super Rare Coins channel, your place to discover the hidden value and rare facts about old coins. In today's video, we're revealing the top 10 valuable coins, and one of them might just be in your collection. So don't skip this video, let's find out their real worth. Top 1. The 1965 Roosevelt Dime. It shows the portrait of President Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse side and the torch, olive branch, and oak branch on the reverse. This particular version, the 1965 no-mint mark dime, is one of the most mass-produced coins in U.S. history. But 1965 is a special year that changed American coinage forever. The 1965 dime is important. Let's go back to the early 1960s. America was facing a huge silver shortage. People were hoarding coins made of silver, especially dimes, quarters, and half dollars, because the silver inside was worth more than the face value. Before 1965, U.S. dimes were made of 90% silver. But when hoarding increased, the U.S. Mint decided to change the metal composition. What changed in 1965? Silver dimes were discontinued. The new dime became copper-nickel clad, meaning a copper core with nickel on the outside. To discourage hoarding even more, the Mint removed the mint mark from coins between 1965 and 1967. This is why the 1965 dime has no mint mark, even if it was made in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. The decision to remove mint marks was made to confuse hoarders and prevent them from collecting coins from specific mint facilities. So a 1965 dime without a mint mark is normal, not an error. All regular 1965 dimes were struck without any mint mark. The 1965 dime is not considered rare in general. Over 1.6 billion pieces were minted. But condition matters. Most 1965 dimes circulated heavily. Only a small percentage survive today in extra fine. About uncirculated mint state. Extra fine condition means the coin still has strong details, light wear, and solid eye appeal. Collectors actively buy XF condition early clad coins because finding clean, sharp examples of 1960s clad coinage is harder than it seems. Market value today. The question everyone wants to know: what is the value of a 1965 dime with no mint mark in extra fine condition? Market value in extra fine typical value, 15 to 40 cents. Most circulated 1965 dimes are still close to face value, but clean, original XF pieces are slightly more valuable to collectors. Higher grade values. For reference, about uncirculated $0.50 to $1 MS60, MS63, $1 to $4 MS65, $8 to $15 MS66 and higher, $25 to $100 rare error values. There are some extremely valuable 1965 dime errors. 1965 silver dime, struck on 90% silver planchet, $4,000, $15,000 plus at auctions. Clipped planchet errors, $20 to $80 off center strikes, $40 to $300 if a viewer has a silver planchet 1965 dime. It is a major jackpot. But regular clad XF examples have modest but stable collector value. Yes, even though the 1965 dime is common, keeping an extra fine example is always a good idea. Collectors love first-year clad coins, and 1965 is the first clad dime ever made. The long run, clean XF coins may increase in value because early clad coinage in high grades is becoming an important collecting category. That's everything you need to know about the 1965 United States dime with no mint mark. Its history, background, condition, rarity, and today's market value. If you have a 1965 dime, check its condition carefully. You might have a nice collectible piece, and if it's silver, you could be holding a rare treasure. Top 2. This is the famous Roosevelt dime, one of the most widely used U.S. coins. The 1968 D dime features Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse, a torch, olive branch, and oak branch on the reverse, and the important D mint mark, located just above the date. The 1968 D dime, we need to look back just a few years earlier. Before 1965, all U.S. dimes were 90% silver. But due to a severe national silver shortage, the U.S. Mint removed silver from dimes starting in 1965. From 1965 onward, dimes were made of copper core nickel outer layer. This is known as copper-nickel clad coinage. Between 1965 and 1967, the Mint removed all mint marks. But in 1968, mint marks were restored, making 1968 the first year to reintroduce mint marks after the silver crisis. Why the D mint mark matters. The D mint mark stands for the Denver Mint. In 1968, 3 major U.S. mints were active for coin production: Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark; Denver Mint, D Mint; San Francisco Mint, S Mint, mostly proofs. Because mint marks returned this year, collectors closely examined 1968 coins to determine where they were made. The 1968 D dime is part of the first generation of post-silver mint-marked dimes. In coin collecting, the term 6 mint doesn't mean 6 different mints made this coin. Instead, many collectors use the phrase to categorize coins across main condition category: circulation versus non-circulation, regular strike versus proof, error varieties, high-grade varieties. So when someone says 6 mint in videos or descriptions, they are usually referring to collectible varieties, not 6 factories. For the 1968 dime, the key collectible mint varieties are 1968 Philadelphia no mint mark, 1968 D Denver, 1968 S proof. The most commonly collected circulated version is the 1968 D. Our focus today is the 1968 D dime. Rare in general. No, the Denver Mint produced over 480 million of these dimes in 1968, but condition changes everything. Most 1968 D dimes circulated for decades, resulting in heavy wear. But extra fine condition coins have sharp edges, visible hairlines in Roosevelt's portrait, clear torch details, only light. Even where coins in XF condition from the late 1960s are actually much harder to find than people think. Collectors love early clad coins in high grades because so few remain clean. Market value today. Now let's talk money. The current market value of the 1968 D dime in extra fine condition. Market value: extra fine 15 cents, 35 cents. Most circulated dimes from this era stay close to face value. But XF examples get a small collector premium. Higher grade values, about uncirculated 40 to 75 cents MS60 to MS63, $1 to $3 MS65, $6 to $12 MS66, $20 to $50 MS67, $60 to $180 plus. Valuable error varieties. While regular 1968 D coins aren't rare, errors can be valuable. Off-center strike, $35 to $150 missing clad layer, $70 to $250 clipped planchet, $20 to $80 double die reverse or obverse, $75 to $400 depending on strength. Serious errors can sell for hundreds of dollars in auctions. In extra fine condition, the 1968 D dime has modest collector value, but not huge money unless it's a rare error. Early clad coins are gaining interest. Many collectors believe clean, sharp 1960s dimes will be more valuable in the future as high-grade examples become harder to find. The complete breakdown of the 1968 D United States 1 dime: the history, mint information, understanding, and today's market value in dollars. If you've got one in XF condition, it's definitely worth keeping as part of your collection, especially if the details are clean and crisp. Top 3. The 1971 Roosevelt dime continues the classic design introduced in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt. It features Roosevelt's portrait on the front, a torch olive branch and oak branch on the reverse. And on the 1971 Philadelphia strike, there is no mint mark. Let's talk history. Why 1971? The United States was firmly in the post-silver era of coinage. Silver had been removed from dimes starting in 1965 due to hoarding, melting, and rising silver prices. The mint switched to a copper-nickel-clad composition, which is still used today. In 1971, Philadelphia minted dimes with no mint mark. Denver minted dimes with a D mark. San Francisco produced proof coins with the S mint mark. So, a 1971 dime with no mint mark is a normal Philadelphia circulation coin, not an error. You may hear collectors and coin channels using this term. Does not mean 6 different factories produced this coin. Instead, it represents 6 collectible varieties, including 1971 Philadelphia circulation strike, no mint mark; 1971 Philadelphia high-grade strikes, uncirculated pieces; 1971 D Denver circulation strike; 1971 D high-grade strikes; 1971 S-clad proof dime; 1971 S silver composition proof dime. From special sets of the era, these 6 collectible categories help collectors evaluate rarity, condition, and market value. The 1971 no mint dime is not rare by mintage numbers. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 425 million of them. But here's the key. Most dimes from the 1970s were used heavily for decades, and many show strong wear, scratches, or damage. Finding a sharp, clean, extra fine example is much harder than finding an average circulated coin. That's why XF condition coins have increased collector demand. Extra fine condition means your coin still has sharp facial features on Roosevelt's strong lettering, defined torch lines, good rims. Solid eye appeal. Collectors love coins from the 1970s that survived in this higher grade. Now let's talk about today's market price of the 1971 no mint dime. Market value in extra fine 15 to 35 cents. Higher grade values sad face almost uncirculated 40 to 75 cents MS60 to MS63, $1 to $3 MS65, $6 to $15 MS66, $20 to $50 MS67, $65 to $160 very rare in top grade. Here's where things get exciting. The 1971 dime has several rare error varieties that can sell for big money. Rare error values: off-center strike, 10 to 50%, $40 to $250, missing clad layer, $75 to $300. Double die obverse, $60 to $350. Double die reverse, $50 to $300, clipped planchet, $20 to $80, broad strike / no rim, $30 to $120, weak strike errors, $15 to $60. Any strong double die from 1971 is considered highly collectible and regular extra fine condition. The 1971 dime has modest value, but it's an important collectible because it's part of early clad Roosevelt history. XF condition pieces are harder to find, and error coins from this year can be worth hundreds of dollars. If your coin has a sharp strike, clean fields, or unusual features, it may bring significantly more value. Top 4. The 1975 dime features the classic Roosevelt design, including Franklin D. Roosevelt's portrait on the obverse, the torch, olive branch, and oak branch on the reverse, and importantly, no mint mark, which means it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. The 1975 dime, we need to go back to the 1960 SIN 1965. The United States removed silver from dimes due to a national shortage. The Mint switched to copper-nickel clad, which is still used today. BY 1975, America was fully into the clad coin era, and mint marks were already restored after being removed from 1965 to 1967. So, in 1975, Philadelphia dimes had NO mint mark, Denver dimes had the D mint mark, San Francisco produced proof coins with the S mint mark. The regular circulation 1975 dime from Philadelphia therefore has no mint mark, which is normal, not an error. It doesn't literally mean there were 6 factories making this dime. Point: 1975 Philadelphia circulation strike, no mint mark. 1975 Philadelphia high-grade strike. 1975 D Denver circulation strike. 1975 D high-grade strike. 1975 S clad proof. 1975 S silver proof, found only in special proof sets. These 6 varieties make up what collectors call the categories, used for comparison, grading, and value estimation. The regular 1975 no mint dime is not rare. The Philadelphia Mint produced more than 585 million of them. However, circulation was heavy, and most examples today are worn or damaged. Finding a clean, original extra fine example is much harder than finding an average circulated one. Extra fine condition coins have light, even wear sharp hair details on Roosevelt, distinct torch lines, strong rims. Great eye appeal because most 1975 dimes circulated for decades. XF condition pieces are becoming more collectible, especially for early clad and bicentennial era sets. Here's what everyone wants to know: the market value of the 1975 no mint dime. Market value of 1975 no mint mark dime extra fine condition, $0.15, 35 cents. Higher grade values, about uncirculated 40 to 75 cents MS60, MS63, $1 to $3. MS65, $6 to $12 MS66, $18 to $40 MS67, $60 to $150, quite rare. Extremely valuable error dime. Rare, one of the most valuable error dimes in U.S. history, is related to the 1975 no S proof dime. This is not your coin, but a rare proof error from San Francisco worth $300,000, $500,000, but regular 1975 circulation dimes without mint marks are normal. If your 1975 dime is an error, it can have big value. Here are some valuable errors for this year. Error variety values: off-center strike, 10 to 50%, $40 to $250, missing clad layer, $75 to $250, double die obverse, $50 $300 double die reverse, $60 to $350. Clipped planchet, $20 to $80, broad strike / no rim, $30 to $120. These are the coins that can bring big money. The 1975 no mint mark dime is not rare by mintage numbers, but in extra fine condition. It becomes a great collector's piece, especially for people who collect early clad Roosevelt dimes or complete 1970s sets. If your dime has sharp details, clean surfaces, or any unusual mint error, it might be worth more than you think. Short script for YouTube Shorts. Top 5. The Roosevelt dime, featuring Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse, the torch, olive branch, and oak branch on the reverse, and on the 1976 issue, the D mint mark located near the date. The year 1976 was a special year for the United States, the bicentennial, marking 200 years since American independence. Many U.S. coins from 1976 had special bicentennial designs. The quarter, half dollar, $1 coin, but the dime, nickel, and penny kept their regular designs. However, 1976 dimes are still highly collected because they're part of the important bicentennial year set. Since 1965, U.S. dimes were made using copper nickel clad, a copper core sandwiched between two nickel layers. The silver era was already over, but early clad coins from the 1970s are becoming more collectible today. The D mint mark stands for the Denver Mint, one of the major mints producing U.S. coins. In 1976, the following mints were active: Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark; Denver Mint, D; San Francisco Mint, S. Mainly proofs mint marks help collectors identify where the coin was made, and the 1976 D dime is part of the mass production of that time. For bicentennial collectors, it's an essential piece to complete the year set. Now let's talk about the term 6 mint, which many collectors and YouTube channels mention. This doesn't literally mean 6 mint factories made this coin. Instead, refers to collectible varieties, including Philadelphia Circulation Strike, Philadelphia High Grade Strike, Denver Circulation Strike, Denver High Grade Strike, San Francisco Clad Proof, San Francisco Silver Proof Set Dime, for special bicentennial sets. So when people say 6 mint category, they mean 6 collectible types, not 6 physical mints. The 1976 D dime is not rare in raw numbers. The Denver Mint struck over 563 million pieces. But high-quality examples are not easy to find anymore. Most circulated heavily during the 1980s and 1990s. Here's where extra fine condition becomes important. Light, even wear sharp hairlines on Roosevelt, full torch details on reverse strong rims. These features often make XF coins attractive to collectors. Now let's talk about what everyone wants to know: the value of the 1976 D dime in extra fine condition. Extra fine condition market value, 15 to 40 cents, still close to face value, but collectors pay a bit more for good condition. About uncirculated, 40 cents, 75 cents. MS60, MS63, $1 to $3, MS65, $6 to $12. MS66, $20 to $50, MS67, $60 to $200 plus. Very rare in top grade. If your coin is a rare error dime, it can be worth far more. Here are some valuable error tie D error values. Missing clad layer, $70 to $200. Off-center strike, 10 to 50%, $40 to $250. Double die obverse or reverse, $50 to $300. Clipped planchet, $20 to $80. Broad strike / no rim error, $30 to $120. These error coins are the ones that can bring big money on the market. In XF condition, the 1976 D dime has modest value, but it is highly collectible due to bicentennial year early clad coinage, good eye appeal. In higher grades, the big value comes from proof versions, high grade MS67 pieces, and special mint errors. So if you have a clean 1976 D dime, it's worth keeping, especially in XF or better. Top 6. The 1980 U.S. dime is part of the famous Roosevelt dime series. IT features: obverse, front portrait of President Franklin D. Roosevelt; reverse, back torch, Liberty, with olive and oak branches; peace and strength; mint mark P4, Philadelphia. Metal composition: 91.67% copper, 8.33% nickel, clad, weight, 2.27 grams, diameter, 17.9 millimeters. This was one of the early years when Philadelphia Mint started placing the P mint mark on circulation coins. The Roosevelt dime was introduced in 1946, honoring Roosevelt's efforts in starting the March of Dimes campaign to fight polio. By 1980, the United States Mint was well into the clad coinage era. Silver coins had been removed from circulation since 1965, and copper-nickel coins became normal. However, the P mint mark was not placed on all coins until 1980, so the 1980 P dime is historically important because it marks the first year that the Philadelphia Mint placed a mint mark on the dime. Before 1980, Philadelphia minted dimes had no mint mark at all. This makes the 1980 P dime a key coin for collectors. In U.S. numismatics, 6 mint usually refers to 6 main U.S. mint branches that have existed historically: Philadelphia, Denver, San Francisco, New Orleans, closed Carson City, closed West Point. For the 1980 dime, only these mints were active in production: Philadelphia 1980 P, Denver 1980, D, San Francisco 1980s. Proof coins only, so your 1980 P dime belongs to the main circulation mint facility, Philadelphia, the oldest and largest mint in America. 1980 P dime is not rare by mintage numbers because mintage, over 735 million coins were produced. However, a few factors can still make it collectible. Condition: your coin is in dirty condition, which reduces value. But collectors often clean coins professionally, never clean at home. Errors. Some rare errors exist in 1980 dimes. Off-center strike, broad strike, die cracks, missing clad layer, double die errors. These can greatly increase the value. First-year mint mark: collectors like first-year issues, so 1980p still holds interest, the real value of the coin. Dirty condition, common circulated value, 10 cents to 25 cents, just slightly above face value. Clean circulated condition, value, 25 cents to $1, extra fine value, $1 to $2 uncirculated, MS, 60 to MS, 65 value, $5 to $20 rare errors. Depending on type, error coins can be worth $25, $50 up to $300 plus for major off-center or missing clad layer errors. While a dirty 1980p dime is not a high-value coin, special versions and errors can be valuable. Collectors love the 1980p dime because it's the first year Philadelphia used the P mint mark, part of a long-running Roosevelt dime series, easy to find but still has historical importance, great for beginners in U.S. coin collecting. Error varieties offer potential profit. Conclusion: so there you have it. The United States 1980p 1 dime, even in dirty condition, carries historical value and collectible interest, especially for beginners and error hunters. While it may not be rare on its own, its background and potential error varieties make it a coin worth knowing. Top 7. The 1973 D. Roosevelt dime is part of a long-running series honoring President Franklin D. Roosevelt, introduced in 1946. Coin specifications: obverse, portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt; reverse, torch of liberty, olive branch, peace, oak branch, strength, mint mark, D for Denver. Metal composition: 91.67% copper, 8.33% nickel. Weight: 2.27 grams. Diameter: 17.9 millimeters. Edge reeded. By 1973, the U.S. Mint was fully using the clad, non-silver composition, meaning no silver is found in this coin. The Roosevelt dime series was created to honor Roosevelt's famous March of Dimes, a fundraising movement against polio. During the early 1970s, the U.S. economy faced inflation, and coin production was extremely high to keep up with circulation demand. Because of this surge, the 1973 D dime had a very large mintage, making it common, but certain factors still make it collectible today. Mintage for 1973 D: more than 455 million dimes were produced at the Denver Mint. This means the coin is not rare by count, but condition, errors, and special varieties can make your coin valuable. And U.S. coin history: people often talk about the 6 main mint branches that produced coins. Philadelphia, Denver, San Francisco. New Orleans closed, Carson City closed. West Point. But for 1973 dimes, only 3 mints were active. Denver Mint, D Mint mark your coin. Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark. San Francisco Mint, proof coins only, S mint mark. So your 1973 D dime was produced at one of the main active mints supplying circulation coins across the United States. The coin itself is not rare, but some features increase collectability. Condition: your coin is in dirty condition, which lowers value. Collectors often prefer extra fine about uncirculated mint state, MS 60 to MS 67, errors that increase value. The 1973 D dime has known error varieties that can be valuable. Off-center strike error, clipped planchet, die cracks, missing clad layer, double die errors, minor. Some of these can raise your coin's value dramatically. Age factor: the coin is now over 50 years old, giving it historical interest. Market value: dirty condition. The real selling value of a 1973 D dime today in different conditions: dirty/heavily circulated condition 10 cents to 20 cents. Normal circulated condition 20 cents to 50 cents. Extra fine $1 to $2 uncirculated, MS 60 to MS 65. $3 to $20 high grade, MS 66/MS 67. $35 to $200 rare error coins. Depending on type: minor error, $10 to $30. Medium error, $50 to $150. Major off-center or missing clad layer, $200 to $500 plus. So while a dirty 1973 D dime may not hold high value, rare errors or mint state examples can be worth good money. Collectors like the 1973 D dime because It represents the economic era of the 1970s. It is part of a long-running Roosevelt series perfect for beginners in numismatics. Certain era coins bring strong value, good for building a full-year dime collection. 1946 present, the United States 1973 D1 dime is a great coin to learn from. Even though your coin is in dirty condition, it still carries historical interest and is part of America's everyday coinage story. While it may not be a high-value piece by itself, the 1973 D dime can become valuable in higher grades or if it has rare error features. Collectors enjoy this coin for its affordability. History. Top 8. The 1981 D Roosevelt dime is part of the famous Roosevelt dime series that began in 1946 honoring President Franklin D. Roosevelt and his leadership during the fight against polio. Design details: obverse, portrait of President Roosevelt; reverse, torch of liberty with olive and oak branches; mint mark. D, Denver mint, metal composition. 91.67% copper, 8.33% nickel. Weight, 2.27 grams. Diameter, 17.9 millimeters. Edge, reeded. Like all dimes minted after 1965, this coin does not contain silver. It's a clad composition coin intended for regular circulation. During the early 1980s, the United States Mint was producing coins at record volumes due to high circulation demand. In 1981, the economy was shifting, inflation was rising, and the demand for small change was high, meaning millions of dimes were minted to keep the circulating money supply stable. Mintage of the 1981 D dime: 730+ million coins minted at the Denver Mint. This makes it a common circulation coin, but error varieties, condition, and full band strikes can dramatically increase value. Collectors often refer to the 6 major mints in U.S. history: Philadelphia, Denver, San Francisco, New Orleans, closed Carson City, closed West Point, but for 1981 dime production, only 3 were active. Denver Mint D mint mark, your coin; Philadelphia Mint P mint mark; San Francisco Mint S mint mark, proof coins. The Denver Mint is known for producing high-quality circulation coins, and it remains one of the biggest active mints in the world. While the 1981 D dime is not rare in general, a few factors can increase its value. Condition. Your coin is in dirty condition, meaning surface wear, staining, circulation marks. This lowers the value significantly. Clean coins or professionally graded coins attract collectors more. Error varieties. Some of the most valuable 1981 D dime errors include off-center strikes, missing clad layer, die cracks, clipped planchets. Double die, obverse/reverse, full torch/full bands in high-grade error coins can be worth 50 to 100 times more than normal ones. Collectors completing year sets. Many collectors collect complete Roosevelt dime year sets, so coins like the 1981 D still hold demand. Market value today. Now let's talk real numbers. Dirty condition/heavy circulation: 10 cents to 20 cents, just slightly above face value. Normal circulated condition: 20 cents to 50 cents, extra fine condition: $1 to $2. Uncirculated, MS, 60 to MS, 65, $3 to $12. High grade MS 66/MS, 67, $25 to $150. Rare error coins depending on type. Minor errors, $10 to $30. Medium errors, $40 to $90. Major off-center/missing clad layer, $150 to $400 plus. So while a dirty 1981 D dime is not valuable, a high-grade or error example can be worth excellent money. Collectors appreciate the 1981 D dime because it's a strong example of early 1980s American coinage. Error varieties bring high market value, easy for beginners to find and start their collection. Important for completing Roosevelt dime sets over 40 years old. Entering vintage collectible territory, even a dirty coin can be part of a fun and educational collection. The United States of America 1981 D Roosevelt dime may not be rare in dirty condition, but it is part of an important period of U.S. mint history. With over 730 million produced, regular examples are common, but error coins and high-grade coins can be worth real money, sometimes even hundreds of dollars. Top 9. The 1995 P Roosevelt dime is part of the classic Roosevelt dime series that began in 1946 and continues to this day. Design features: obverse, President Franklin D. Roosevelt; reverse, torch symbolizing liberty, with olive and oak branches; mint mark P, Philadelphia Mint, composition. 91.67% copper, 8.33% nickel. Weight, 2.27 g. Diameter, 17.9 millimeters. Edge, reeded. This coin, like all dimes after 1965, is made from copper nickel clad, not silver. The 1990s were a time of massive production for U.S. coins. The American economy was strong, circulation demand was high, and the mint was striking millions of coins every single day. Mintage of the 1995 P dime, over 1.15 billion coins minted at Philadelphia. This makes it a very common coin, but condition, errors, and certain varieties can still make it valuable. Historical importance. The Philadelphia Mint was rapidly modernizing during the 1990s. The P mint mark had become standard on all circulation dimes since 1980. The rising interest in error coins during the 90s made certain 1995 dimes collectible. Collectors often talk about the 6 major U.S. mint branches: Philadelphia, Denver, San Francisco, New Orleans, closed Carson City, closed West Point, but for 1995 dime production, only 3 were active. Philadelphia Mint P mint mark, your coin. Denver Mint D mint mark, San Francisco Mint S mint mark, proof coins. Your 1995 P dime is part of the most significant mint facility in the U.S. The Philadelphia Mint, the oldest and largest producing circulation coins. Even though the 1995 P dime is common, several factors can make it collectible. Condition: your coin is in dirty condition. This means heavy circulation. Dirt buildup, loss of original shine. This reduces value, but it can still be interesting for beginners and for learning. Error varieties. Some known 1995 P dime errors include off-center strike, missing clad layer, broad strike, double die, obverse die, chip on the torch, clipped planchet. Some of these errors can turn a 10-cent coin into a $100 plus collectible. Age factor. Although not old, 1995 coins are now 30 years old, gaining collectible status. Here's what your 1995 P dime is worth in today's rare coin market. Dirty/heavily circulated condition, 10 cents to $0.20, just above face value. Normal circulated condition, 20 cents to 50 cents, extra fine $1 to $2, almost uncirculated $2 to $3. Uncirculated MS, 60 to MS, 65 $5 to $20. High grade MS 66/MS, 67 $40 to $150. Rare error coins, minor errors, $10 to $30. Medium errors, $50 to $100. Major off-center or missing clad layer, $150 to $350. So while a dirty 1995 P dime is not valuable, error coins and high-grade coins can be worth real money. Collectors love the 1995 P dime because it has huge mintage history, affordable for beginners. Error varieties are very interesting, easy to find, but still holds long-term potential, part of a continuous Roosevelt coin series. This coin is perfect for teaching new collectors how to grade coins and identify errors. The United States 1 dime 1995 P may not be rare in dirty condition, but it remains an important piece of American coinage history. With over 1 billion coins minted, regular examples are common, but rare errors and high-grade certified coins can bring strong profits, sometimes reaching hundreds of dollars. Top 10. The 1997 D dime. We must go back to the history of the Roosevelt dime, which has been in circulation since 1946, honoring President Franklin D. Roosevelt after his passing. The design features: obverse, front Franklin D. Roosevelt, reverse, back torch, olive branch and oak branch, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. 1997, the United States Mint continued producing copper-nickel-clad dimes, and a significant portion came from the Denver Mint, marked with the letter D under the date. For collectors who focus on mint quality, understanding the 6 mint grades is essential. These categories help identify a coin's rarity and value based on condition. Common mint conditions: poor, fair, good, very good, fine to extremely fine. Uncirculated mint state. Your 1997 D dime in dirty condition generally falls in the lower circulated grades, good to very good, but don't worry, dirty does not always mean worthless. Some coins gain value due to mint errors, rarity, or unique history. The Denver Mint produced over 1 billion dimes in 1997, which means the 1997 D dime is not rare in normal circumstances. Special errors, unique strikes, or unusual wear patterns can make some pieces more valuable today. A dirty coin may look damaged, but for collectors, dirt can tell a story. Circulation, environment, age, metal reaction, storage condition. Some collectors even love, as found, pieces because they hold natural originality. Now for the most important question: the market value of a 1997 D dime today. Normal circulated condition, including dirty coins, $0.10, 25 cents retail value, basically face value, unless special features exist. Extra fine condition, 30 to 50 cents, uncirculated/mint state, MS, 60 to MS, $67, $1 to $20, depending on shine and strike. Rare errors can be valuable. Some 1997 D dime errors have sold for $50 $100 up to $500 plus in major auction houses. Possible valuable errors include off-center strike, broad strike, missing clad layer, double die obverse, filled mint mark, misaligned die, wide rim strike. If your dirty coin hides an error under the grime, the value can jump dramatically. Before cleaning, any coin cleaning can damage the value of a collectible dime. Instead, use 10x jewelry loop, good lighting, smartphone macro lens. Examine the date, the mint mark, D, edge reading, error signs, unusual metal patches or misstrikes. The full breakdown of United States of America 1 dime 1997 D mint mark. Thanks for watching. This was your complete, detailed guide to the 1997 United States of America 1 dime, including history, classification, and today's market value. If you love videos about rare coins, modern errors, and unexpected treasure finds, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to Super Rare Coins.